So when I touch on these questions and my responses to them, these are all my own responses, my own personal experience, and my own opinions on why the question is problematic. These are also questions that I wouldn't feel comfortable walking up to a trans person and asking them because I would think that they would offend them. So these are not questions I would ask other people. So as I go over these questions, when I talk about me, it's coming from my own personal experience, and when I say you, I'm pretending that you're the one asking me this question. Just a trigger warning up front, since these questions can be triggering, there will be language used that have been involved in problematic and triggering questions. Do you have a penis or a vagina? First, I don't think it's okay to ask anybody what genitalia they have, regardless if they're transgender, cisgender, or anything else. But it's especially not good to ask a trans person if they have a penis or a vagina, because one, those words can be very triggering, especially since you are asking me if I have a penis or a vagina. You're asking me to label whatever my body is into one of these two categories, reminding me of something that I maybe want but don't have, or something that I have but maybe don't want. Not good. For me personally, for a long time, I was very, very uncomfortable with these words. So it's wrong to assume that I would be comfortable saying this word, having you say this word, or assuming that I refer to my own body by this word. Also, this question is based purely off curiosity. It's not going to benefit you at all to know whether or not I was born with a vagina and have had bottom surgery to have a penis, or whether or not I was not born with a vagina, but I don't have a penis. What is that going to fulfill for you? It's just going to hurt me. Also, asking about genitalia to a trans person enhances this sort of freakish nature. When you ask me if I have a penis or a vagina, it makes me seem like my body is this sort of mystery that you are dying to uncover. It makes me seem sort of like I'm this freakish case, and that's not the case. Everyone's genitalia is different regardless, so there's no reason to make me feel like on the spot, like I have to 1, label it, 2, you just triggered me, 3, why do you want to know? So honestly, my favorite way to reply to this question is to 1, say, to educate why that's inappropriate to ask anyone, say that it's triggering to ask a trans person, educate them on it, and then lastly to add in, you don't need to know what's in my pants unless I'm letting you in, which I'm not, so let's just leave it there. Hey Scott, how do you have sex? Kind of like the penis or vagina question, this implies sort of an otherness to my sex life. I mean, it's not like every heterosexual couple is just doing it in the missionary position. I mean, right? Like, so there's so many different ways to have sex. Asking me specifically how I have sex, unless we're about to have sex and you're asking me what I'm comfortable with, there's no reason to ask a person how they have sex. If you like men, why would you want to become a man? Well, so sexual orientation and gender identity are different. Just like how there are men who are gay, there are trans men who are gay. There are men who are bi, there are trans men who are bi. Also, the want in that question is problematic because I didn't want to become a man. I am a man. I'm not becoming a man. I already am one. Even if I'm taking hormones to masculinize myself physically because that's something I'm comfortable with, that's not becoming a man. I became a man the day I realized that I was one. So saying, why do you want to become something, is very invalidating. In a similarly offensive way, the question, why don't you just be a lesbian? Well, I would be a lesbian if I identified as a woman, but I identify as a man. So I'm not a lesbian. Gender and sexual orientation are different.